Okay,
No.
here we are on day 2
Yes.
of... You're upside down!
That's because I had to put it down and pick it up. I think, okay, I need to stop that.
No, this is... We're professionals.
Okay. I had to put it down and
You
pick it
can
up again.
read.
It's well, I can read backwards. GHV Airfield Savers, day 2.
That's just fantastic. I
Yeah.
think we are on a roll.
Yes.
So,
And it's coming off.
so this is our journey from Gillian's
Down a market in Norfolk
base.
to the GHV Airfield 1
Yep, and
at Marshland.
I'm driving, so
Yep.
I'm now going to hand over the camera to Julian.
I shall hold it.
I can't wait to
Like
see if your camera skills.
Well, I've got to hold it over like that, and that's going to be a bit
Okay.
awkward, yes.
I suggest that you hold it at arm's length in that corner.
Well, I've got to hold it
Hang on.
because the camera's over that side.
Right, so you have a finger.
yeah,
Push your finger through there.
Yeah.
No, the other way. There you go.
Yes.
We might edit this.
We
bit.
might do, yes.
And
Okay.
then give me my nos.
That's it. There we go.
That's it.
Right.
Cool. Oh, and
Except
your
we're going to
specs.
have to put a.
Can't see anymore.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Right.
Right.
We're now going to get a
Step 1. A
step 1
demonstration of Sally's
reversing skills.
which really
Vehicular
aren't
reversing
as
skills.
great as my pride says they are.
Yes. We were better last night reversing
Yeah,
out.
I'm better at night time.
Yes, nighttime reversing than daytime reversing.
Oh, I think we've cracked it. I can't
Yeah,
hear a
yes,
nasty
there we go.
launching sound.
Excellent.
Oh dear.
Right, well, the point of this
Clear above and behind.
GHV Airfield Savers day 2 video is to talk about the airfield again, extending it on from day 1 video,
Yes.
and talking about a bit more about the airfield and what we intend to do with it.
So the first interesting thing that Julian noticed today is how subterranean it is.
Well, yes, or
Subaqua.
subaqua. That's the word I was searching for.
Hunting
Subaqua,
for.
yes. As far as we can work out, and even by searching the internet, it seems to confirm it so far. It appears that our airfield at Marshland is the lowest airfield in Great Britain at -6 feet.
Yeah, 6 feet below sea level. How cool
Yes.
is that?
Yes, because it's in the area of Marshland that was drained by the Dutch in the 17th century. So it's-
mean sea level pressure.
Yes.
We won't ever land.
Yes, so it's well worth visiting before sea levels rise and the whole thing gets flooded completely away with climate change.
Yes. Although, to be fair, where we live in Finland is a very, very managed part of the country.
Yes.
So paradoxically, I put my money on it being actually one of the safest,
Yes.
because it's really well managed
Yes.
in terms of flood defences.
And lots of pumping stations
Yes.
and overflow areas and so forth on it.
Yeah. But back to the airfield.
Yes. Yes.
And pertinent points. And I think I've written down my little wish list
Yes.
of things that we want to get
Yes.
for the airfield.
Oh yeah. Should just mention that there's one single long runway, which is runway 03 and 21.
Yeah.
And there are trees on the approach to 03, but they are medium height.
And the
And it's
runway's so long.
They're not much of a real
Not going to be
problem.
an issue.
No.
So that's good.
Yeah. So
As you saw yesterday, it does have a windsock, but we're reliably informed by people who visited that it can't be seen.
seen from the air anyway.
Yeah.
Well, because it's gone a bit faded and black
It's
and
so
tatty and everything else on it. So.
not in the least bit day glow.
So that's one of the first things we want to get for it is a new windsock.
Yeah. And Julian is really keen on T-squares.
Oh yes, well it comes from my gliding days.
Yes.
Swanton Morley and all over the place. It was the first thing that came out.
Yeah.
Got there was to change the T-square if it needed changing.
Yes. I
'Cause all-
vaguely remember T-squares with a fondness from my early days of flying, but because I've always been in a radio-equipped aircraft and always talked to ground agencies, I have seldom needed to use a T-square in earnest because I've always known what the runway is through using the radio on the approach to the airfield.
Yeah.
Whereas Julian's not been in that position at all with gliders.
Yeah, in the 70s and 80s, gliders didn't have radios as standard, or the majority of them didn't.
And you didn't know where you were going to land
No.
necessarily.
Well, and also you could be away from the airfield soaring for several hours and come back and the wind could have changed. So
Yes. We better. We might we need to explain what a T-square is.
I suppose so, yes. It's always a whitewashed area on the ground, marked out in a big square of usually wooden railway sleepers, being whitewashed with a whitewashed letter T that's visible from the air.
Giant T.
Yes. And the dangly bit of the T indicates the runway in use, or the wind direction.
So it's a really easy way for any pilot to fly overhead and check which is the active runway, which is the runway in use.
Yeah. As long as the airfield is actually active and there are people there to change it.
Ah, that's a very good point.
Yes. Because
Yes.
other than that, that's why the windsock's the primary requirement. But if you can't see the windsock, then if the airfield is active, you can check the T-square on it.
Most light airfields like this one at Marshland are what we call PPR, prior permission required.
Yes.
So you phone ahead to say that I'm going to be likely to be landing at this airstrip or airfield sometime this morning or sometime this afternoon, rough ETA, rough
Yes.
estimated time of arrival, and then whoever is looking after the airfield will, if it's got a T-square, come out,
Change it for you,
and
yeah.
set it up.
Yeah. It's a bit of a Fenland rump. That's the problem with the roads out to the airfield, is the fact that they are through the Fenland, and the Fenland is continuously sinking and expanding and rising,
yeah.
and so the roads through it only last a couple of years before they need
It's fantastic.
resurfacing and
Yes. I arrived here, 7-8 years ago now,
yes.
and some of the roads that I didn't notice. You know, when you first drive around, you don't notice a road until it begins to deteriorate. And now, you know, the local back roads, I know where all of the danger spots are, and quite often, even if I'm going somewhere that's unfamiliar, I'll just look for the grounding skids. And I'll go, oh, okay, right, there's subsidence here.
Yes.
Dear me.
So even on a very bouncy, windy day, if you fly into Marshland, you should be fine. But you'll get sick just driving on the roads from Marshland to anywhere else.
Yes.
It's bumpier on the road than it is in the air,
Yes.
even on a turbulent day.
Yeah.
So yes, so we had an idea of what we need for the airfield, at least our initial wish list for
Yeah.
it. Obviously, once we start operating as a GHV
Enterprise.
one GHV Enterprise.
Okay,
Right,
so
yep.
we were interrupted again by a call.
But we're still en route
or an
to the
alarm.
airfield,
Yes.
and we were just about to start discussing our needs for the airfield. We've already gone through the T-square,
Lovely.
which, although it's a nice thing to have, it's not essential, because windsock, if you can see it from the air, it does just as well. But on our list of things we need, oops, once we get a very bumpy bit of the road this is, yes.
Love the Fenland
Yes,
roads.
absolutely.
I think
yes.
your filming is a bit like mine yesterday. I can see the top of my head. Hello, here I am.
Yes, well, that's why I angle it down a bit there. So, well, actually, as we're driving along, that's one of the things we will need for the airfield is an airfield vehicle. And I've got an idea of what I like for it, because I think we had them both at, or have them both at Fenland Airfield and at White Waltham, which were short wheelbase Land Rovers, pickup type Land Rovers with the back down, so which are good for both on and off road.
Very useful for off-road, particularly.
In this bump and on road in this bumpy area.
Yes,
So
yes.
so we can put things like first aid kits and fire extinguishers and a hook on the back to pull things around and so forth. That's what we need, particularly.
All-purpose vehicle and fire truck.
Yes, yeah. And if we do get gliders on the field at some stage, then it'd be a tow vehicle as well for the tow.
Yes, yeah, we could
back
do
from
with the tow
landing
bar.
point. Yeah, the tow bar on it, yeah. And there. So airfield vehicle, definitely. It doesn't need to be in fantastic nick, just as long as it gets through an MOT.
Yeah, it needs to be roadworthy.
Roadworthy, yes, yeah.
But that's it. That's
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Right.
that's what we need.
Good. So that's on the list.
Yeah, and then one of the main things obviously on the list is the caravan.
Yes.
We've been looking at different. Tim is trying to source a caravan for us at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not arrived yet, but if we can't get one via his connections, then we'll be asking, see if anyone has got a largish caravan or even a static mobile home type thing
Yes.
to donate. Because that will be the centre of operations on the airfield. There was, well, there still is, a large hangar with offices attached to it, but that's now occupied by an agricultural company. It may become vacant sometime in the future. We don't know at the moment.
We've got
but
our eyes on
yeah,
it.
we've got our eyes on it. Yes,
Without being
yes.
rude to the incumbents.
No, no.
You know, be kind to the
Yeah.
locals.
But
But if they ever decide to move on,
That would be ideal.
We're
because
having-
yes, exactly. We're having it back again because it would
Oh,
be
look
ideal.
at that.
Orchestral, aren't we?
yes,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Yes.
Yep.
Try not to lose your
Lots
thread.
of
but I
kestrels.
must
Yes,
just
yes.
take,
Look at
take up the
kestrels
thread
came by
here.
there. Yes.
The bird life
Yes.
around here is phenomenal.
Yes.
Kestrels, hawks, buzzards, lots of seabirds, herons. Oh man, it's just awesome. And owls
Yeah.
aplenty. I was driving along a road just like this, about 3-4 years ago now, and with the dike on my right hand side, and it was dark, and an owl, I had the windows open, it was
Yes.
summer, an owl flew literally parallel to me for about 100 yards, and it was obviously scanning the dike, and I, just for whatever reason, wasn't spooked by me. It was parallel, so not interfered with my headlights, and it was just, I slowed down about 10 miles an hour, and it was awesome. It's a great place for bird life out here.
What type of owl?
The usual.
Ah.
What are they here?
Not a barn owl
I
or
think
snowy
they're
owl? Or,
mostly
yes,
all
yes.
the owls I've
Screech
seen
owl,
here
yes.
are the small
Yes.
white.
Yeah.
So I think they're the barn owls.
Of course, all the wildlife here as well, and lots of wading birds and waterfowl or whatever.
As you can
It was one of the major influences that got Sir Peter Scott involved
Yes.
in setting up the Waterlands Wetland and Waterland Trust. Yes,
We're very close to
Waterland, yeah.
Welney here.
We're very close to Welney, and that's because in his early days he used to live in a lighthouse not too far away from here at all. In fact, it's one of the
Yes.
landmarks as you fly out towards the wash from
Yes, if you fly locally,
Marshland.
you'll see the
Yeah, you'll see it.
lighthouse.
Yeah, and that's one of his first homes that got him interested in photography and artwork and whatever, and aviation connection there, because of course Peter Scott was a very enthusiastic glider pilot and took part in gliding competitions, and my father even crewed for him during the British Gliding National Championships in the 1960s. Got that on film somewhere. If I dig that out at one stage, we might transfer that through. Quite useful stuff. Okay, back to subject. Yeah. Or in the caravan also, we've got things like microwaves, whatever. We're going to have it plumbed in.
So that we can have food.
Food,
That was
yeah,
important
hot and cold.
yesterday.
Yes.
Hot and cold.
Yes, hot and cold running food. Yes. And turn right here. And all sorts of facilities. Hopefully toilet facilities and
Yes,
water
good
facilities.
point. I think we have
Yeah.
that planned actually.
Oh yes, yeah, that's all done there. And we're going to have broadband as well,
Yes.
available now with Wi-Fi, so you can
Yes.
log on and onto your social media once you arrive
And
there.
also use the webcam.
And hook up to the webcam, yes. The webcam that went on it as well,
Webcam.
and also the Met station that's there that we mentioned
Yeah.
in the
We'd
day
also
one.
like to set up ground radio if we can.
Yes, yeah, we can get a ground radio set, and
Just an advisory service.
yeah, well, what was I think, Sally, you've already got your Gaffiso
I've
license.
got my ground radio pilot
Right,
license.
yes.
From
And I might take my Gaffiso as well, which I was doing at
Long
one
time ago.
stage.
Yep.
So we'll be able to operate an information service,
Yes.
advisory service, yes.
Yes. So,
And yeah, so that's a lot of equipment we need. We keep on thinking of new things all the time.
yes.
Need for it, and then once we actually get the kids and start flying,
It'll
then
become-
we'll have, one of the other things we're going to need a few of are GoPro cameras.
Yes.
Or GoPro clone cameras or whatever, as long as they're
Yeah.
small types that we can hook up
robust.
around the airfield and also on the aircraft as well, so we can show what's going on, obviously within our safeguarding requirements and permissions.
Yeah, they are going to be
so
very
forth,
useful
yes.
for safeguarding.
Yeah.
But before then, because as it grows, the need
Yes.
for safeguarding will grow
Yes,
with it, and so the cameras will become very useful.
Yes.
But initially, they'll also be really good just to show what we're doing. We'll be able to
Yes.
take that much more footage of actually demonstrating GHV in
yes.
action.
A lot of this stuff we're going to be doing even more videoing and recording of everything we're doing stage by stage and step by step. It would be useful as a template for other people setting up similar operations,
Yep.
GHV operations around the country and around the world.
Yep.
And also some of it we'll be putting on our Patreon channel as well, so
Yes.
donors will get a little bit extra
Yes.
for their donation, not just helping out us give up some of our time so we can do a lot
Yeah.
more than we can do without it.
Yes.
They'll get lots of nice little
So
goodies and extras.
We're in the process,
As well,
day
that.
2,
Yes.
of setting up a Patreon
Yep.
account.
Yep.
And I just want to mention again that we'll generally be talking about 2 streams
Yes.
of income.
Yes,
One is for all the goodies
Yep.
and all of the support.
that we need for the GHV operation
Yeah.
itself. Yeah.
And the other one is to support us financially so that we can free up our days
Yes.
to provide the manpower.
I'll just take the camera around now so we can see us entering
And here we are
the airfield. Whoops.
at Marshland. So we'll calculate how long it takes
Yes.
to get here, and then in the next couple of days we'll do the trip as well from my base.
Yes.
And just check. There's the grobbly windsock. I don't know whether you can see that in the distance.
Might be able to. Can't see,
You might be able
see
to,
that yet.
no?
There we go. Yeah. And the
Yeah, and see
the
how long it
avgas,
takes to get
yes.
from my base as well.
yeah.
Yeah, I was hysterical yesterday reviewing the film that we'd made, and I missed the actual sign that says avgas with
Oh
the
yes.
camera.
Yes. You shot
And
the top
then
of it without actually the bit that says avgas 100L. Yes.
So it'll be
yes.
interesting to review your film work
Yes.
today. I suspect it's a lot better.
Well, no, it's going to be so much bouncier than anything else there. So.
No, that's true. It's been a bouncy
Yes.
trip.
Excellent. Right. So we'll say good evening or good afternoon.
Yep.
And bye for now from the plane GHV Airfield
Airfield
Savers
Savers, day
Day 2. Cheerio.
Cheers.
Bye.